Wow.
Ah,
Ah.
ah.
Welcome to Drawclass stream.
It's literally happening
It's
right now.
happening. Welcome. It's a part 2. We're just going to look at your art today on the stream. And let me tell you, I looked at it already. It's good.
I haven't looked. It's going to be a surprise to me.
Wow.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. I was very
We
excited to
were
see it.
worried for a sec that no one was going to come watch this stream because we were sitting here for like 4 full minutes and there were
Yeah.
just 0 viewers. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I was worried. Well, first I was worried no one would do the homework, but so many people did. Now I'm a little worried we won't be able to thoroughly review everyone's stuff, but we're going to get through as much as we can.
We got so many worries today.
It's a worry time, but you know what doesn't make me worry?
What's that?
Is everybody tried it.
They tried it?
They tried to do the thing I asked. And that makes
That's
me
great.
that makes me happy.
That means you did a good teacher to them
Yeah.
and they did a good student.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see all the work.
We're just vamping a little bit. We got kind of a late start to the stream, so wanna give everyone who wants to participate a chance to get in here, especially people whose art will be reviewing.
Yeah, they don't see us talk about it. Did we even talk about it?
Because I want to make this worth everyone's while. Jamie did the announcement, so let's wait for more folks to get in here.
Man, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
There's something about when you're us. So this is really narrow casting.
Okay.
Because it only applies if you're us.
Well, I'll relate to it.
Yeah, you'll relate.
I'm part of us.
There's something about being us and growing accustomed to a certain viewership.
Right.
And then even though I know the circumstances are this is a low participation stream because only people that are able to contribute at a certain level.
Right.
And during a time that a lot of people might be at work.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of complications, right?
Yes.
Even knowing all that, when I see a low number, I'm like, this is it. We're done.
We're done. We're finished.
We're done. Shut it down.
This is
Drawfee's
last stream.
Nobody cares. Everyone simultaneously decided they didn't care anymore.
They don't want to.
They all got together and said, we're not going to watch anymore. That's what I feel.
You know what? It's fine because people watch the VODs. The VODs of Drawclass streams do about as well as VODs of any other stream. And I think people appreciate it.
I think so too.
The learning.
I think so too.
People appreciate the learning. You know, that's
Let's
okay.
Let's freaking go. Let's start.
Let's just start.
We don't have all day. I got a bone broth.
Let's just start, and people can tune back. I'll start with people who I know are here. I see Zappy here. Zappy did the homework, so we can start with that, and then if other people are here, AF is here. Okay, cool. So we can they did the homework also. Cool. So we can start with those, and then everyone else's stuff. I'd like to review it all because I assume that if people did it, they want it to be reviewed. And just a blanket statement before we get into it. The fact that you did the thing is awesome. Like any critique, any like criticism I'm gonna do, just know it's like on the backdrop of I think it's awesome that you made the thing. I think everybody did an awesome job, and it's just like it's really cool and vulnerable to like put your work out there. So like the fact that you did that is great. And
yeah, I agree.
So color every bit of criticism I give with, I'm just offering advice on if you're looking to continue to improve, which I assume you are. It's why you've signed up at this tier to begin with. But just know that, like, I think everybody is in like a good place with their stuff. I like where everyone's head is at. Everyone seems to be trying to improve. And so just know that I think it's really cool, and I was very impressed with everything. So
I'm ready to see.
So let's start with, so if people remember, this is part 2 of my figuring it out grab bag class. Last month I just sort of did a sort of some philosophy talk, just like a way to think about making art with having goals in mind and trying to figure out that the sort of push and pull towards accomplishing what you're trying to do with your art. So for people who don't remember, these were some thoughts. I think this was the last slide I had open on the last stream with when I was talking about the homework, which was essentially do a piece, do some art, think about what you're trying to accomplish with the piece. It can be, any of these things or something else. These are just some ones that are ones that I think of when I'm making a piece of art. Make it however you would normally make it, and then make it again, but try and really use the goal as your sort of guiding focus, and try and push your style, push your technique as far as you can towards that. And I think people really did a good job of this. And so let's get into it. Let's start with Zappy, since they are here. So
show me the Zappy.
So this is the first attempt.
Oh, very cool already.
Which is very cool already. It's really nice painting. And then the second attempt, which is a much more stylized, and graphic looking. And Zappy also included the reference they were using, both the photograph that they were using as reference and sort of a stylistic reference as well, which I think is really helpful.
Yeah, that's awesome
for critiquing this. What is this in the foreground? Is it a teacup?
I was wondering the same thing, because I thought it was like a little ghost reaching out to do a butt touch.
It does look like a ghost doing a butt touch.
But you depicted it admirably in your work, whatever it is.
Yeah, tea kettle. So yeah, like my initial thoughts on this, besides this is very good, this is very cool. I really like both of these, actually. I will say that just based on the reference, the biggest thing that I'm noticing between your source material and the sort of stylistic inspiration is the level of color saturation.
Yeah.
So I think you did a good job sort of matching the graphic style, but in terms of overall effect, because you stuck very true to the color palette in the photograph, you're kind of missing out a little bit on what I think, just from viewing these two examples that you provided, sort of make these, like, sort of make the style of these, sort of like, what is, if you were to ask me, like, what is unique, what is interesting about these pieces, it's like, it's the composition, it's this sort of graphic style, but it's the, I think this sort of oversaturation, this very intentional use of bright saturated colors. So I just want to try something real quick, because that's what this is all about, is trying stuff. So I'm gonna take
That's what we're doing here.
I'm gonna take this this reference image, and I just want to see what happens if
You're gonna slap the Sachi?
if we just up the saturation on it, just to see how that affects things.
We boosting.
It
does put it more in the range of these reference images for sure.
Yeah,
I would say.
and I think, you know, and you also have the option to boost the saturation even more for like things you want to make pop. Like if you wanted to just take, say, these. I do not want to enable dictation.
You sure?
Thank you. No. Yeah, so like if you wanted to say like I by boosting the saturation already, like it feels closer to these. Like you have these very bright yellows, and it makes this foreground character stand out even more because they are this, it's sort of, let's see, where are we at? It's sort of like a purple, it's sort of like a pinkish, it's like a very desaturated in this range.
Nearly white.
Here, yeah, it's pretty white. And so the white is going to stand out way more against this background.
Yeah, which is like super to the right of the color box in terms of saturation.
Take a look. We'll do some color picking.
Yeah, that's going to be nearly top right corner. And then the tree too pops a bit more since it's darker and less saturated.
But it's still further to the, it's like past the gray,
past the middle point
threshold. Yeah.
You're right.
Again, because I did boost it, and then you get these nice sort of red here, red, orange. So yeah, if we go back and look at these, because I think what happens is, you're using these strokes, basically these very thin strokes to indicate these very cool shapes, and I like these shapes a lot. I like the way you blocked out these different shapes that you found in the background. But what happens is, because the stroke is sort of the same thickness on everything, and everything is sort of similar in terms of like saturation, it's more, well, you got kind of the yellow here in the grass, actually.
There's a lot of things closer to the sort of middle range. I guess it does bounce around, huh?
It bounces around.
But we don't have like a lot of extremes.
Yeah, I think you can go more extreme. That's my main thought. And the other thing is, let's see, because there's this cool effect that happens here where like you're getting this sort of glow. Like it's such a sunny day that there's this like glow that happens that you can really see when you up the saturation, and that's something you sort of get here as well, where like everything has this sort of yellow rim lighting to it. And yeah, something about that, it just sort of feels like I think you can make the foreground and the background have more of a sense of depth, maybe, if you focus on the saturation as like a way to communicate sort of like hierarchy in your composition, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think too, if I may.
Yeah.
It feels to me like there's a difference between the outer lines of your shapes, like compared to your reference material, and it's hard for me to tell exactly because I can't see super close. But in the reference material, I feel like they don't always use an outer line. It seems like sometimes they just use shape. Am I wrong on that?
In this one, yeah, it looks like, let's see,
like it's hard-edged shapes a lot of the time, and it doesn't always have an outer line. Some of them do, like in areas where it's close, like up near the top where that tree meets the sky, they put a dark green outline like around the background tree. I mean,
this one?
Like all the trees have an outline where it meets sky, but some of the like inner stuff down on like the ground or like the shadows on that red tree on the right doesn't look like it does. There might be something to play with there, like in areas where you don't use an outline so as not to draw attention to certain shapes and then detract attention from other shapes. Like the little posts that line the sidewalk don't have an outline,
right.
The foreground ones that are dark.
Or they all have this same red outline that just blends. Yeah.
But I think there's like a push and pull there.
There's a lot of red. A lot of these red and green. This is such a cool style. May I ask who the artist is? Because this is a very cool style. It is really cool. And this is something that like you see in like trigger stuff and when Karina inks things, just like there's something really cool about using strokes that are lighter and more saturated than the fills. It like adds this very cool graphic effect that, let's take a look at your lines again.
Boop, boop, boop. Are we in there?
Yeah. So I'd like to see, and you do get some of the glow here too. Now that I'm seeing it, but I think you can represent that in the strokes as well. Like we're just gonna try something here, and it might not work. And if it doesn't work, we're just playing around here. You've given us this thing to play with, and it's very cool. And I think you did a really good job. And I just wanna see if we can push it even further. You know, like if we take this yellow here, and what happens if we make the stroke here this yellow. These are such cool. You really there's so much detail. You really spent a lot of time on this. It shows.
I think you could even just in certain spots lighten the stroke where the light is hitting it.
Yeah.
Like push it closer to white.
But already, like if you just sort of look at that section, like it changes it a little. And the same thing here, like as we saw, a different vibe. As we saw when we just boosted the saturation on the reference image, this gets like this like sort of deep orangey color here around this tree. And I'd like if we could do, you know, like we could try that here. We can even boost it more, you know, make it more saturated.
Yeah, give a line that's closer to the saturation of the light source where it is that.
Yeah.
I think that definitely works.
Again, these are just thoughts on how you can push it even further towards the reference material, you know. I don't want a soft erase.
We basically never want a soft erase.
It's always because I was working on something. And then what was the other thing? I was looking at here? Yeah, get this like very, very yellow. Yeah, I think you can simplify. Like basically when you saturate more, let me just take a look side by side here. Like all these sort of all these sort of like grays in here become much more, it's like a lot of yellows and oranges and reds. I don't know. I think maybe try just like warming up the palette on this, and leaving the person still
like more cool toned,
and even see what happens if like you leave the lines. Oops, sorry, I've selected too many things. Like if you leave the lines out of the person, like have the person just be like this sort of white shape. And then got this sort of like reddish or orangish thing here. And we've got this like sort of pinkish glow we can push here. You have this like sort of reddish pinkish here, and then it's like sort of yellowish in the background. I don't know. I think you can play around with color more with this, and get it to pop even more. But I love the shapes. I love the graphic style. I love both the source material and your reference for inspiration.
Yeah. And can I say though, this reference image drives me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The fact that the person is almost touching the bottom and the teapot is almost tangenting with their butt.
Yeah.
That like my art brain sees that and I'm like, you need to move into a third of this screen, please.
Yeah, that's the other thought I had is so like the teapot, let's see. We can redline this.
This teapot is my nemesis.
The teapot, I don't know, it's there for a reason. It must have like some significance. Like this person just had tea, but like
that's pretty significant.
It's pretty significant. But it's like it's overlapping, right? It's not like it's because it's such a similar color. It's like overlapping.
It's hard to like tell exactly where it ends.
But it's not a perfect,
it's really close to a tangent.
It's really close to the tangent, and you made it even more tangent. So that's just something to think about. That's just like real nitpicky. But
yeah, I do think is like, you know, it's a place where you could take an artist liberty and maybe like darken the teapot or do something to it to make it less almost the same as the person, because it draws the eye down to that bottom left corner pretty aggressively, and like it does that in the reference, so it's like not your fault. But that's something if you were like wanting to get experimental and be like, how could I alter this teapot so it doesn't draw everyone's attention so much, that could be something to play around with too.
You can even cut the teapot unless the teapot's like very important. Imagine
he loves tea,
like putting a teapot in like the bottom corner of this image, just like this person sitting here. So it's like teapot.
Maybe we should start putting a teapot in every
teapot down there. See what happens. It's a kettle, not a, or yeah, I don't know, pot. Kettle.
I think it is a teapot.
Teapot. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, it would need to be like the same color as the person. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing, but it's there. And you know, you as an artist are allowed to be like, you know what? I don't need that there.
You know what? No. Not today, teapot.
Emily just cooked something that smells amazing. Just FYI, if I seem distracted.
It's because you're sniffing.
It's because I'm sniffing. But anyway, Zappy, this is really cool. I really like the shapes. I love the way you like broke these trees, and like drawing foliage is like a daunting task because it really is. It's there's no like guide. There's no handhold for like how to break it up into the different the different shapes and the different like color groups you're doing. So I think you did a really good job finding these really nice organic shapes in here, and I think that you can certainly play around with the color of both the shapes and the lines to really push that like sort of sunshine glow saturation effect and make it look even more graphic and effective.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts.
Great job, Zappy.
Awesome work. Keep it going.
Nathan, are we like half cut off on our webcam?
We are, yeah, because okay. Zoom likes to do this thing where like if you put something close to an edge, it will snap it.
Of course,
it won't let you just not. It won't let you just not. But it's not about us; it's about the artwork.
I guess we can just be.
But I moved us back up, so
yeah, we're looking better now.
Have to move out of the way. All right, who else is here? AF is here.
I saw AF. I saw Xandrew.
Okay.
Messy Xandrew Burt.
Let's start with AF because I saw them first. And we may remember from Jacob from your character design class these characters.
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Shimmer Dragonfly and Shimmer Butterfly, which
they were cool.
They're very cool, and so we got redesigns. Here's the first.
Let's see.
First and second attempt, I believe. So already,
nice.
We've made the silhouettes more dynamic.
Totally, it says so much more about their personalities.
Yeah. Their facial expressions, their posing, some really nice changes to the just like the colors themselves, and then here we have just some details that are pushed even further. Like we've got this little butterfly on the front gets moved to the side, so it's actually part of the silhouette. The dragonfly here becomes much bigger, and again part of the silhouette. These ribbons are longer, more reminiscent of the dragonfly wings.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We swap the some of the colors here. So the hair gets a little darker, a little greener, and these get a little bit lighter and more saturated.
Can we see the original one up there too?
Yes, I believe we can.
I believe we can also. I think we have the technology.
We can do it. We can show them all.
Oh my god, everyone is honking outside.
Nice.
Oh yeah, even just like the color choices make them pop so much more.
Yeah.
Like having that darker, like purplish tone on top of the pink, and it's like the translucent purple. That's looking so good. Yeah. Really awesome improvement. Like it makes them like their clothes like pop so much more.
Yeah. It's really good. Like,
and the poses are great.
Yeah, I love these. I kind of want to just look at the silhouettes real quick, see if I can separate them out.
The silhouettes already say so much more. Like I get a vibe for their personality straight away.
I did it wrong. Hold on.
Nathan did it wrong. So sorry everyone, but Nathan did it wrong.
Hold on.
Nathan's still doing it wrong, so apologies everyone.
There we go.
Nathan did it right.
There we go.
Get him.
We can do it.
Get him, Nathan.
Yeah.
Get him, Nathan.
Yeah. Okay.
He's doing it right.
We can do like a little silhouette. Just look at their silhouettes, because I want to enjoy them.
Yes, let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They're just so like, yeah. Like you get so much information from the silhouette just by like changing up the posing a little, having this be like an action pose. It's like, yeah,
but even without the details, you can tell on the left that this person is like with like the outstretched hand and the one knee up, a little more bubbly, a little happier,
energetic,
a little energetic, and the one on the right's got such a confrontational.
Yeah, very
like,
solid.
What, are you talking to me?
Solid stance, hand on hip, like very serious, and then focused.
And pushed more, I notice, is the sort of round versus rectangle sort of shape language, like triangle, rectangle on the right, and then a lot more round on the left, which again, it emphasizes that sort of severity versus welcoming.
Yeah, this is
really nice work.
This is really good. You took the notes that we gave on that character design class, which if anybody missed, go watch. It's a good one. Oh, I didn't even cut out. I didn't even get the correct. I missed a little spot here.
Oh, Nathan.
It's gonna be even better now.
Oh,
it's gonna be even better now.
Nathan.
Look at that. That's even better.
Oh, that is even better.
It's even better. Yeah. I think
I just saw in chat that AF missed the entire critique because their boss called them as soon as we started.
No. AF, you did a good job.
Yeah, mostly the critique was us saying you did a great job at reconfiguring these characters. The colors pop way more. The poses are way more evocative of their personalities, and the shape language and the silhouettes is a lot stronger and tells a lot more about the characters.
We're your boss now, and you get a raise because you did.
Yeah, you get a raise because you took all the things we talked about and you put them into play successfully. And I think they look great.
I think this is really good. Yeah, I feel like we talked about them so much in the first pass, and you really just like did it. So
yeah, you did it.
I don't know. I think that keep it up. Keep designing. The next step for just character design is just to like do turnarounds, draw them from different angles. I do like the weapon designs in the original. So if you want to
it's always something.
That's the trophy I ordered to be delivered because you did such a good job. So expect that. Yeah, I think just I think these characters are in a good spot. Keep messing around with them, put them in different situations, see how the what aspects of the design, if you're looking to make I don't know, comics with them, you may want to think about ways you can simplify these designs so that you can reproduce them more easily. And I think you have like some really nice shapes here that you can like. There are ways to simplify for multiple panels or whatever. But if you're just drawing, fan art poses of them and you want them to be as detailed as possible, like these are really cool. These are really good. Like you get a sense of them. Yeah, I'd love to see these new designs incorporate the weapons again.
Yeah, do new poses with the weapons.
And
I think if I have any like going forward advice, it's pretty general stuff. Your anatomy has improved from the first set. Like I can tell there's a stronger anatomy knowledge, but that can always be pushed further.
Oh yeah, you can never practice anatomy enough.
And then your gesture's gotten better too, but also gesture can be pushed more too to be even more dynamic, even more evocative.
True.
I think doing more gesture work, doing more anatomy work, that's never going to fail you. And then I think line work too. You could work on getting some maybe smoother line strokes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because at
this
this
is
point,
all sort of like stylistic stuff. But yeah, if you wanted to,
well, it's like a line confidence thing.
Yes.
Like as you get more confident in your line art, you can do the same thing in less strokes that would previously have taken you more. So that just comes with practice. But
yeah,
definitely one of those things where you're like well on your way.
Yeah.
It's more of just like a keep going type of advice.
Yeah, definitely. Like you've already shown like so much improvement from like that stream was just a few months ago, and
already
look at how far
great
you've
improvement.
Gone. Yeah, you can. And again, like I don't know what's like a stylistic choice versus just like confidence or whatever. But yeah, like you can definitely try some more, some smoother lines if that's what you're into.
Yeah, I'm not saying they have to be perfectly smooth.
But yeah,
I'm just saying like
confidence.
There's a way to do scratchy line art too that still looks confident.
Yeah.
Rather than looking like you were hesitant with the line you were making.
Yeah, because again, the shapes. Yeah. If you just take it in from like the shapes perspective, it's great.
Totally,
you got some really good shapes.
You did great.
Great work. Great work. I want to know. I want to see these characters doing more stuff.
Bring them back.
All right. Who else is here? Xandrew.
Xandrew's here.
Xandrew.
I seen Xandrew. I hope they're still here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, this is great. This is you'll recognize this character from a recent Speed Draw episode. We've got some Cavill Witchers.
It's a Witcher.
It's a Witcher. This is a very cool rendering style, by the way. I don't know if this is I can't tell if this is digital or just like
I think it's digital.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Could be wrong though. Been wrong before. I'll do it again.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is, it looks really cool. I love the hair.
Yeah.
I really like this technique for drawing hair. And I do think
Can I say like right out the gate too. Like having just seen the left image, I didn't recognize The Witcher.
Right.
And then I saw the right image and I immediately recognized The Witcher.
Yeah,
so in pure likeness.
Yeah, your goal stated in the Discord was likeness, and
oh well then
there's
crushed.
Yeah, there's absolutely an improvement between this one and this one in terms of
totally
likeness. But again, you can always with something like likeness, like that's just practicing drawing from reference. So I think this is the reference image. This was like the closest I could find.
Yeah, lighting seems the same.
Lighting and sort of posing seems the same.
Yeah.
And so a thing you can always do, this is something Julia did in her just drawing faces draw class, which she also used Henry Cavill, not Witcher, but just like he's got a good face for this.
Yeah.
You can always just after you've done it, just like check your work and see, where
I need to darken it a little bit.
Yeah, let's see.
Or lighten the under image.
Yeah, let's get it. In. Try and see where it lines up pretty good. It's just
I think from what I could see, the nose goes a bit long.
The nose is a little big.
A little big and a little too long. So you have more of a straight ahead look rather than an up tilt.
Yeah.
Which he's rocking the up tilt in the original.
We can just redline it real quick. And this is just like for checking your work. You can.
Yeah, totally.
You can always just redline just to see, you know, where things go.
It's a really good way to find your bad habits.
Yeah.
Every time I redline something after I've tried to replicate it, I always make everything shorter and wider than it actually is, like 100% of the time. It's one of my like worst habits. But through redlining it, I've gotten better at it just from noticing it, like seeing it and seeing exactly where I tend to do it. It's a big help.
Yeah. Yeah, just like figuring out, just like getting in this sort of basic placement of where everything goes. Boom. And so yeah, it's close. It's very close.
Yeah, it looks like the eyes actually are where the issue is.
Yeah, the eyes are just a little lower, a little big and a little high up. You want Cavill's got more brow, and this is again like if you're going for a more stylized look, like when I drew my Witcher, I purposefully made the brow and like forehead much smaller so that I could overemphasize this chin zone.
Yeah.
And that, like, so, you know, in that instance, my goal was not likeness. It was sort of a feeling, more of a...
Yeah, you wanted to get the vibe.
More of a vibe thing. And I think I just made, like, I squished the whole face, like, into this zone. So it was, like, chin and then, like, a little forehead. But if you're going for just likeness, that's something that's very easy to practice. And I'd recommend, because you have this really, really nice rendering style. And so I'd recommend doing more sketching, just like more just practicing drawing faces, and not spending as much time on each of them as you did on this piece, rendering, just to like get a better sense of where stuff goes, so that when you finally get to one where like you do want to spend the extra time rendering, you have that anatomy more
yeah, absolutely,
more in place. And that's not to say there's nothing wrong with, you know, if you like a piece and you want to render it, go for it.
But you can compare along the way.
Yes.
Like you can do your initial sketch, then compare all the placements and positions, and then fix it before you start the render, and save yourself a lot of hassle. Like you don't even have to do like a million sketches.
Yeah.
You can just do the one, compare it to the image, and then make adjustments, and then go forward from there.
Yep.
But your values are
great. The values are really nice. Yeah. Again,
you got the white, you got the black.
Take this reference image back over here, and you know, we can let's just see. We can do the opposite, desaturate. Whoop. And there you go.
Yeah, it looks like you maybe could have gone even a little lighter on some of the face planes.
Yeah.
But overall,
again, we can try and get more of a contrasty, up the contrast a little bit to get it closer to...
Yeah, totally.
To where you were. I mean, yeah, this is like... That's pretty good.
Yeah, I just think it's just more practice in the sketch phase, like Nathan said.
Yeah, more practice in the sketch phase. I think for rendering stubble also, you can use maybe... Because it's really readable here. That like there are a lot. It's almost, I don't know if you'd want to use like stippling more so than this more sort of smooth render style you have going for the rest of the skin, just to like give it, like, you have a little bit of it in here, but you can really sort of work it into like here, this is very smooth. If you wanted to emphasize, just like add some more of these dots of light and dark, so that this part of the face contrasts with like sort of the smoother bits. It's a thought as well.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I really, really like the way you did the hair. I really like the way you did the hair in both versions, actually. The second version obviously is a closer likeness, but this also like seems like a rougher brush. Like I think you could use whatever rougher brush this was for more of this sort of textured stubbly bits.
Yeah, I do really enjoy the abstraction of the hair in that first one.
Yeah, there's a looseness to this that's really, really effective. The few emphasized strands, and then this like you get the like flow of the hair. I don't know. There's something really cool about the way you did it in this one. So, that's another
likeness upgrade. I just can't get over how much better you did at the likeness.
Yeah, and that's sort of something I noticed in a lot of these. Like there are elements in the first pass that I think are really good in a lot of these as well. So like I like that people tried to really differentiate the two attempts, and for the most part got closer to their goal on the second attempt. But there's definitely stuff of value in your first attempts too that's like worth noting.
For sure.
So yeah, like really, really cool stuff. This is a very, very moody, very evocative rendering style. And yeah, just work on your anatomy, and you can do that by just practicing, doing reference draws, sketches, and whatnot. Great job.
Absolutely. Great work.
Great jobs, Andrew. I see is Draz here. Draz is here.
Draz, are you here?
Draz did a comic, which is very cool.
Draz, you did a comic.
So this is the first two-page comic.
I'm reading it.
Yeah, everybody can read.
Oh, we got drama.
Yeah, this is drama. A dramic comic.
Love the line cleanliness.
Yeah, very clean lines.
Very readable.
Everybody read it. Should I read it out loud?
Should we each voice a character?
Okay. Do you want to be... You should be the boy.
I should be the boy. Yeah.
Okay. You've been talking to Mei Ying.
Jealous?
I just think it's strange.
Strange that I might know her better than you?
No, it's just... People tend to avoid her because of all those rumors. But you're not.
Astute. I'll be sure to tell her how much you've been thinking about her.
Wow.
Little ad-lib on that last line.
Yeah.
Change it up a little bit, but, same meaning.
Same idea, yeah. That's the voice acting. So we've got that. Already very nice flow. It gets the point across. You get that there's tension, there's drama. This guy's kind of aloof. This girl is she's interested and confused, suspicious of this guy, doesn't trust him. Let's look at this second version. We've got a lot more use of solid black, and we actually get to see. Also, apologies.
That must be Mei Ying.
Yeah, apologies if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think that's Mei Ying. What's the line over the I?
That would be a long I, so an E.
Mei Ying.
I think you were correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Correct enough for us being stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, we've darkened his hair. We start with them. They've like walked past each other, and then she turns around.
Yeah, this tells way more of a physical story.
Yeah.
Than the first version. What was the goal? Was there a listed goal?
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Or maybe Draz can just tell us by the time you found it.
I think the goal was convey these characters and their personalities in a way people who know nothing about them can understand them. And also generally to focus on better and more interesting composition, comic flow, and tell a story. Yeah.
I think you definitely did all those things. This is way more interesting to look at for sure.
Yeah.
The only thing that popped out to me immediately to my comics brain,
I bet it's going to be the same thing that I
Is it the jealous? The placement of jealous?
Yes.
I have two things actually, but the first one is the placement of jealous.
It's these two panels. Even though even though the U is higher, even though these are higher up because they're on the right, and these two panels are the panels themselves are at the same height. It doesn't flow the way you're used to reading.
It creates a confusing hierarchy of the word bubbles. I think if you took the jealous bubble and moved it to the right so that it crossed panel borders and set more in between the "you've been talking to Mei Ying" and the "I just think it's strange," I think that would fix it.
Yeah, you could even move the "you" to be in this panel because it's like she's yelling at him from her panel. So it's like you here, and then "you've been talking to Mei Ying" over here.
Yeah,
and then
get a jealous sort of in the middle.
Here.
Yeah,
and then "I just think it's strange" sort of. Yeah, you can, because you have this. Yeah, the other way you could cheat it is just literally have them just swap where they are. Have him walking this way and her walking this way, and put them in opposite.
That would probably work too.
That would work too. I think if you put. We're just gonna draw on all your stuff. That's what this draw class is. Photoshop is being a little stinker to me right now. That's okay.
It likes to do that.
So yeah, if we do a little.
We're gonna do a little edit.
Because he's like. Also, and I don't know. Could even do something like, because initially she's getting his attention, so it's like you.
Oh yeah.
Faru. Oh no, what have I done?
Oh, you've made a mess now.
I've made a mess of things. You could even break this up into two panels, because you have like confident response. But if you want to get one panel of him looking surprised as she yells after him, like it could even be like a real. I'm really hecking this up because there's a lot going on, and this isn't. You would do a better job if you were to. Oh my god,
Nathan, the selection was empty.
Yeah, like move this down because we're gonna put jealous.
This is just like a sketch, a placement sketch.
Yeah, you're gonna put the jealous. The jealous is going over here. Right, you can get like, just like
some eyes.
Yeah, just
some
like
wide eyes.
Then this goes over here, It moves the. You go like boop, 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 boop. Sort of like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, that does make it more immediately readable. You just got to watch that bub placement.
That bub placement. Nathan, that's a Lenny.
Can I say the other thing? The other thing that jumped out to me?
Yeah.
I think in the sort of top right of the second page here, where you have Mei Ying there, I think I would maybe fade her out.
Ooh, sure.
To indicate that she's not physically present. I also think that she's. Let me say things in a good sentence way. I think that her face. What is wrong with my brain, dude?
Her face.
I don't think the angle of her face should match the angle of the main character's face.
Yeah.
I think she should be maybe facing like 3/4 away, like faded and looking away, to indicate like she's not here and we're talking about her behind her back.
Literally
just like a
behind
physical
her
way,
back.
a physical way to indicate that she's A, not present, and B, unaware of this conversation.
Like this. Yeah. She's like.
So you could get like maybe like a in profile, like looking away sort of thing.
I give her nose too big.
Give her a big old Gru nose.
Yeah. Like...
Maybe she could have some minions.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking in sketchy form.
Yeah.
Just to make it very clear, because with comics, like first glance is super important, because most people aren't going to study the page. They're just going to blaze through. So you want to have it be as clear as possible on a first glance. Yeah. And I think that moving the word balloons and then just like doing this thing to make it really clear can only help the legibility and keep people from getting confused.
Another thought, again, just like in terms of angling of faces, because you have sort of tall and short, since these are sort of shot reverse shot, you can have these shots be from her perspective and these shots be from his perspective. So he would you would be looking up at him and down at her, which is sort of the power dynamic that I'm getting from them. Like, she seems to be the one who's like trying to get something from him, and he's just like trying to play it so cool and aloof. And I think like you're getting that from like their just like what they're saying and the facial expression, but you can push that even further with angling.
Yeah, definitely. I like that idea. I want to say too that this version is way better than the first version.
Yes.
Despite these critiques, it was already majorly improved.
Yeah.
And I think you are crushing it with the facial expressions.
Yes.
They're like very clear, and like it's easy to tell what they're feeling and like what kind of people they are. I love the bottom panel of just the eye and the hair, the strange that I might know her better than you, I think is such a good choice to zoom in on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
This is cool. I want to know more about these characters. Yeah, awesome. Thanks for letting me draw on your comic and heck it all up.
But it's the ideas
we're just you've given, everyone has donated their good drawings to be messed with.
We're ideas men.
Just reminded me,
we exist in the realm of ideas.
We're sort of ideas guys here. You have to you take what we said and make it good,
and then you do it.
But yeah, this is great. Just like in these 2 pages of comic, you've established these characters, sort of a relationship that they have, a third character we don't know much about, but there are rumors, there's intrigue, there's suspense, there's drama, and I want to know more.
Tell us more.
Welcome
in the comic that you make.
Draz has a decade of lore about characters and could never actually write a comic that covers all of that without perishing. Well, you've got me interested.
Yeah.
This is the most anyone gets. Okay, well, never mind. But anyway, this is cool.
Then don't give us more.
Don't give
us
more.
Yes, Queen, give us nothing.
Yeah, these are your characters. You can give us as much or as little as you want. But yeah, very cool and awesome job just like doing something a little different than everyone else. I don't think anyone else did like a comic with panels. Oh, I also noticed the just the font changed. I like this more handwritten font.
Yeah, it looks better for sure.
That's just a good choice. Making the word bubbles in the font feel more natural. It matches the drawing style closer than.
Yeah, it looks really cohesive. It looks way better than the ovals.
Shapes with type.
Oval word balloons are one of my pet peeves, so I'm really glad you changed that, because otherwise I would have told you to.
There are ways to make them work, but they need to be so big compared to the words in them. Like the words,
they occupy so much space.
Yeah, like you can do it, but it's tricky. It's tricky.
You can do it, but don't.
Okay. Great. Moving right along. Is anyone else who did homework here who would like Oh yeah, I never handwrite comics. I always just find a font that looks more handwritten.
Fonts are okay for like time. For time's sake.
Supplex Mentary, that's one that you introduced me to that I really like because most comic fonts are only caps, but that one actually has an uppercase and lowercase, which is really nice.
Yeah, that one's my go-to for when I need lowercase.
Spooky Kabuki, what's your did I not get everyone? Or did people submit stuff after? What's your Discord name?
Striped Socks is saying they did it as well.
What's your Discord name? Did you put it in the...
We'll have to wait for the response.
Okay.
Working on that stream delay.
Yeah.
Just submitted today.
Jump to present. Oh, Zappy did some quick changes to theirs. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, Spooky Kabuki.
Find it, Nathan. Find it.
Okay.
I gotta go check on my bone broth. I'll be right back.
Okay. So this is a rosé. This is a real nice. This is a real nice rosé. Did you do sorry, is there a first pass for this one, or is this the main? Is this all we got? It's fine either way. I just want to make sure I'm not missing a version. I don't see any others. Well, this is cool. This is a good rosé. What was the goal? Okay, the original's on your home comp. Okay, cool. Well, I like this a lot. I like the we were talking about this earlier in the stream, the use of lighter, more saturated stroke. I think it really works here. Adds a very cool graphic style. I like this sort of texture we have. Yeah. I like this sort of splatter background as well. Goals to make rose fan art that Karina would like. I think she would like this a lot. This is very cool. Again, just sort of like general thoughts on this is just you know, basic sort of anatomy stuff, right? Like this is clearly very stylized, so like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But like if we were to like redline like how everything fits together, got sort of like head, body, shoulder. The arm's looking a little small maybe compared with the sort of size of everything else, so I might just indicate maybe it's a little longer. Like you don't necessarily this is just sort of like that little dinosaur arm thing that can happen where like if you're drawing something and you're like really focused on the face, then like some of the body proportions, and then same thing with this hand shape here. It's just like a little bit awkward. I don't know. We've got like this very defined thumb, and then let's see. I'm trying to make my hand make the same.
I'm back.
Shape. We've got this very good rose fan art from Spooky Kabuki, and I was just redlining it and recommending that maybe make the arm a little longer for proportions.
Do we have an original?
We do not. This is the second version. The original was
okay.
Is on a different computer, which is
gotcha.
It's fine. We're just gonna look at this one. Yeah, I lowered the opacity on it, but we can bring it back up. Yeah, the colors are really nice. I really like this this sort of shadow line going across the face.
Yeah.
I like this real painter texture brush you're using.
Yeah, very nice.
Is real nice. I think just something sort of in general about eyes and like the way they work is you can put like if the light, it looks like the light is sort of coming from like over here, right? Or maybe where's the light coming from? It's like hitting this part of the face. It's like shadow, light, shadow. So if the light is coming from above, the eyelid would be casting a very faint shadow over the top of the eye.
Yeah.
So you could maybe just, it didn't want to do it. Let me try again.
Got to make a new layer.
Here we go. Yeah, just like very, just can make the eye pop a little bit more. Doing that.
Also,
because you have the shadow under the eyebrow, so I think it is, yeah, the light is coming from above a little bit. Yeah, I think just like little stuff like that, anatomy, make the arm a little bit longer. Hands are always tough. Something about this hand is just like feeling a little bit could be improved, which is, you know, I think just like look at different artists, ways that they draw hands, some cool hand poses. Try and get that. I think it could also be a little bigger relative to the face.
Yeah, probably so. The eyeballs themselves, the way you did the pupils.
Oh, right.
Not really how pupils work inside of irises. Like they can't move around. Like your pupil can't move around within your iris.
The pupil would.
There will always be the same amount of iris around. Yeah, the pupil, because the pupil like is a hole.
Yeah, the pupil is a hole, so it would be set in on the six.
Yeah.
So it would have. Yeah, I'd recommend watching Julia's. I think she covers how to draw eyes in that, but like the way
I'm sure she does.
Julia's
very good at it.
She always makes sure that like the pupil always reads as like a hole in the eye.
Yeah, if you like just look at a bunch of eye reference and see like eyes looking in different directions, you'll see what I mean. It's like because the eye is an orb inside the head, and then
like the actual eye shapes are really nice. Like they work.
I do like the eye shapes
well with the angle. Yeah, it's just like the iris and pupil inside.
We're talking about how pupils work inside of eyes.
I see Julia.
Oh yeah, they're a little recessed into the iris.
Yeah, and how the pupil is the hole.
Yeah.
And it can't like move around within the iris. It's always in the same location.
It looks like Julia's,
because it's a cone, it might shift very little bit. But
that's the perspective of it will shift, but not the pupil
she's
itself.
Just holding her hands out like this, like she wanted to.
She's got like dough on her hands. She's making bread.
She's making bread. You got the bread to go with the soup.
Yeah, man.
Little dippies.
I really like. I want to say the angle of the head. I think you did a great job on.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Like that's a tough angle, sort of and you got it pretty well. Like as Nathan just showed with the lines.
That's great.
That's a hard angle to nail, especially with like the neck and the shoulders.
Yeah.
But I think the shoulders are they look like they're in the right place too. Like the far shoulder is higher up.
Yeah, I think everything, this whole zone looks good. And yeah, I would just adjust the arm a little bit to just go with the proportions you already have set. I think it's, with a cartoony style, it's okay to make the head a little bit bigger relative to everything else, but you just got to make sure that like something doesn't stand out so much as to be like, it doesn't feel quite right,
The only other thing that I notice, and this is like a more advanced thing probably, but something to think about, is that even when you have like this sort of extreme lighting scenario, the light ray would still adhere to the contours of the face. It wouldn't just be a straight line.
Oh,
because it's hitting a curved surface.
Right.
So it would like follow the contour of the forehead and the contour of the cheek, as it hit.
Yeah. And then maybe you get a little light on the nose or something.
Yeah, probably the nose would pick up a bit. And then there'd be less sort of underneath the eyebrow, like Nathan said, like the brow ridge. There'd be less light there if it's coming from above.
And again, you already sort of indicated that a little bit, but yeah, you could, mess around with it.
Yeah, just stuff to think about. Think about how the light would hit a three-dimensional shape, even for cartoony styles.
Yeah.
It's still helpful to think about. I really like it though, overall.
This is really cool. It's just a cool concept. Cool pose, cool background, cool color choices. Very nice.
It's cool.
Very, very nice. Good fan art. Love to see any Drawtectives fan art.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was great. Awesome work. All right. Who else? Who else is here?
It was Striped Socks, I think.
Striped Socks.
Discord is Lucy.
Oh, Lucy, yes, I have you. I went like an hour before the stream. I just loaded everything in, so if you submitted after that, I apologize. But all right, yeah, Lucy did this very cool glass heart.
Ooh.
So this is the first one, which I like a lot already, and then the second one.
Oh, so dynamic.
Very dynamic. We've we've gone for very very light, almost lineless looking, a lot more crystalline.
Yeah, it looks a lot more like glass than the first one, which looks more like a sort of like a stone.
And we've gone with a full black for the background. The shattering, I really like the transparency on the glass as it's flying towards us. One thing I will say, I do kind of like this blue glow from the first one. I'd be interested to see this, but with the blue glow incorporated into it.
Yeah. You could play too then with like what the blue glow would look like when shown through the red glass.
Yeah, like what's causing it.
And that could get some interesting like color things as it sort of reflects.
It
reflects off the glass.
It reflects and refracts.
And refracts off the glass.
Yeah.
It reflects.
It reflects. But yeah, like you've got the anatomical heart. These little
the shapes are great.
Yeah, the shapes are really cool.
The surfaces and the facets.
Yeah. One thing,
I guess in this one though, now that I'm looking at it, the glass is clear and the light is red.
Oh yeah.
Since the shards flying away are not red.
They're not red. Well, some of them are. Some of them are. Some of them aren't. Which is interesting. One thing I'll say with these smaller shards, I think that like the little pieces can be more simplified, because I think that's sort of what happens when glass breaks, is like the little pieces are almost like these little geometric shapes. It's like the bigger one, the larger pieces have these more jagged cracks in them, but like once they get to the small size, there's not as much, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe let's just look up some Shattered Glass, not the movie, starring Hayden Christensen.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, we have this like you see like the littler the pieces are, the more they're just sort of these like geometric shapes. They're like little triangles and little flecks.
Yeah, you could definitely get some more of like the glass dust in there, like in certain parts. Just like dots to indicate the dust fibers.
Yeah. And I think like you can think about like how like what am I trying to say? Like the way the pieces would all fit together, right? Like, so you have these more sort of jagged, larger shapes, and then the little pieces that came out of them are what caused those. You know, that's what's missing. That's why they're so jagged. So like those can be just more geometric.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And then the other thing is like, you know, you have this really cool graphic style here, but you could play around a little bit with like the lighting, making these pieces as they fly off like shinier, like adding little shine bits to them, or like indicating like the different surfaces have the light hitting it from different angles, so it wouldn't all be the same shade. Just some thoughts in that regard, but this is just like a very cool concept, like very evocative. A glass heart.
I have a little thing, Nathan. Can I ask you to do a little experiment?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Can you just make a layer on top of this and get a soft round opacity brush No pressure size.
Oh, no pressure.
No opacity, yes. Pressure size, no. Yeah, that brush.
This one.
But do turn on opacity.
Yeah.
And then make it like bigger. And then not that big, a little smaller. Now make it white. And then just give it a little tap right in the middle. That didn't, I think it's still on size.
You know what happened? It did the thing where it made my my eraser bigger.
It made your eraser bigger.
It sometimes forgets what I want. Whoop.
I just want to give it a little stronger of a glow, and then maybe a little smaller. You could even do a pinpoint of just an experiment to see about like drawing more attention to that area.
Yeah, that does draw the eye in.
Because like even if it's a red light, you can make the center of it white to really give the impression of like this is a bright light source.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, even colored lights are white in the very center.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is just kind of neat.
And that makes me want to try something as well. Because like if we have
like brightening up some of the
just like
reflections.
some of these pieces that are like right sort of facing in towards the center, could also maybe just add like
just hit it with a little swoop.
Doesn't need to be that bright, but yeah,
like a gentle touch of a swoop.
Like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just a can mess around.
It was cool already.
It was cool already.
Things,
We're just
things you could do.
Again, I said this at the start of the stream, but I'll say it again. Everyone's pieces show improvement between the first and second attempts, and like is very impressive. It's very cool that you are willing to share your art at all, and that you did the assignment, and yeah, like all of these notes are just like thoughts and ways that you can think about pushing your style even further as you continue to create stuff. But like no one did anything wrong, like everything that you made is awesome.
It's just stuff to think about, stuff to play around with.
They're just us looking at your piece and being like, what if you tried this? But yeah, I like this a lot. You could even
really cool.
If we're working digitally, you could even try this thing. Try this idea on for size. Take this. Boop. Do like a little blur effect, a little radial blur. Is it gonna? Oh, it doesn't show you. But yeah, something like this.
Whoa!
And then take the eraser.
Yeah, you're gonna erase out the
middle, just so like as it gets to the edge, you get this.
Oh, that's pretty sick, actually.
Sense of movement.
That's pretty sick, actually.
Just a thought. Again, like mess around with it, make it look. It didn't. The center. You would need to actually have it be in the center of your canvas for the to actually look correct. But like, just stuff you can do with digital to like push the effect even more, make it seem even more dynamic.
Little tricks and treats.
Yeah, that's just if you want to try that, that's for free. But yeah, this is really cool.
It's actually not for free. They all paid to be here.
You're right.
None of this is free.
It's free after you pay.
This costs $25.
$25. This plus our PSD layers for the month. It's pretty, I think it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good deal.
Jamie, you've paid in hours given to dealing with all our bullshit.
But yeah, awesome work. This is really cool. And just
it's a huge improvement.
I love how different everyone's stuff is. Like everyone tried different stuff. We've got like full like scenic compositions, we've got character designs, we've got these like abstract, or not abstract, but like more, you know,
conceptual perhaps.
That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, conceptual things. We had a comic. There are lots of different ways to express yourself through visual media. And
Ain't that the truth?
And I think it's all really cool. And I love that you all decided to take the assignment and try and push your work further towards whatever your desired goals are for it. Okay, is anybody else who did the homework here? If not, we can just start going through them. The ones that I haven't gotten to yet.
I don't think there were any more unless they've shown up.
Okay, well, let's just look at some more. This is one
we'll
from...
see if anyone pops in and says...
Yeah.
After you... We can just start the next one.
We can just start the next one.
It's a bunch of children screaming outside again.
All right, let's look at this one from Dread Futures.
Draid.
So they did this very cool...
Whoa.
Mosaic. They were
this is wild.
Trying to this is just very cool. Trying to mimic the elven mosaic stuff from Dragon Age. These are some of the reference images that they posted in chat. And I mean, like, you can see they definitely I love this. I think they're both really cool, but yeah, the second one really, they like pushed hard
lighting on it,
into that just like texture and like like it really feels like you've wandered into like some ancient ruin, and like the light is hitting it from all these different angles, and it's very effective.
Yeah, really cool. A huge improvement from the first one.
Yeah, I mean,
just in terms of lighting.
Yeah, the lighting and texture is really cool. Like this is frankly beyond me in terms of like using Photoshop, just in terms of the amount of time it must have taken to make all of these shapes, and then also
I would never
to detail them with the texture and add all like these cool lighting effects and stuff. So I don't have any notes, but I did want to show it because I think it's really cool, and I think that you can definitely see the improvement
for sure
from A to B, just in terms
I've got notes on the other elements of the piece.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
Because that woman is holding a magical flame.
Yeah, I think they in chat said that she's just a placeholder for now.
Okay, I was wondering if it was just like unfinished.
Yeah, they were I think just focusing on the tiling work.
Then I have no notes.
Yeah,
I actually have one note.
Yeah,
I have one note.
Okay.
If we can like zoom in a bit.
Yeah. On which one?
The one on the right.
Yeah.
Sort of the outer like rim of it. Would I assume in like a situation where you're finding this, there would probably be some depth to that rim.
Oh, good point.
Like it would be, because it would be a three-dimensional shape that's coming out a bit instead of like a flat shape. I think if you just added like a hard shadow, depending on, which direction you want to put it, it would be up to you. But something, a harder, darker color to make like a rim on that. It could be like reflecting the light of the flame, and could be a brighter color, or it could be a darker color, but it probably would be three-dimensional in that way.
Let's just see how that
Nathan's gonna just do like a cheat
I'm just gonna cheat it a little bit.
Because yeah, I think there'd be. You're right, Nathan. I was thinking of inside the shape, but outside the shape there would also be.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah, close enough. No. Okay.
No.
Yeah, let's use like one of the light colors we already have in there, and just add like a little soft, like. Oh. It could be softer, just like. Try one more time, like this.
Yeah, you were thinking even differently than me.
But like, yeah, I can do something like that. Like the light's coming in from over there. And then that just gives it like a bit of an edge. And then same thing for the inside.
That does look cool though.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh no.
Come on. You know what I want.
Chaos reigns.
You know what I want. Just do it. Just do it better, please.
Lava Hot, we don't know where the light source is because there's not really one. So we're just sort of showing like some possible examples.
We're just making it up.
Yeah. It would depend. But I assume in the final product, the light source will be the flame.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's unfinished in that aspect. So,
you know, we can just mess around with it. This is just fun because I wanted to play in this image a little bit because it's so cool looking.
Just play in the space.
Just playing in the space a little bit, yeah. And then we just like sort of we've decided, and then, yeah, just have it like.
Yeah, that gives it more depth for sure.
It's like recessed a little bit. We've got this like border. It's just like inside of it. And obviously, you know, I sort of cheated it with the circles. But yeah, like that just gives it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's already looking like a more of a real object just with those couple little changes.
Yeah. Those are good notes, Jacob.
Thank you. You did a good job implementing them.
Yay, teamwork. But yeah, this is just really cool. They're all really cool. Everyone, I'm so impressed with what everyone came up with for this. I really, really like it. So this has just been like a real treat to see everybody's stuff.
Cool stuff.
Cool stuff. Let's move on. We did Zappy. We did Xandru. Crispy Pata.
We've not done Pata.
Pata.
Oh, cool.
Why is it? Here we go. Oh, I'm just zoomed in too much. That's why. Okay.
Just zoom out, Nathan.
Yeah. Let's move us. Move us over here. We cut off. Oh, there's a. Yeah, a little bit, but it's fine.
We can be partially.
We can be a little.
I can just slump down a bit.
So yeah, so they said that this was a character design of a person who got lost in the woods and died and was brought back with necromancy. And so this was the first attempt. This is a sketch from the second attempt, and this is the finished second attempt.
The finished product's got so much cool detail on it.
Yeah, really, really cool. Definitely this like mangled face sort of tells that story, and then the one eye open. That's cool. I just want to just for me, I do want to see what happens if we do a little flippy. Looks pretty good. It's
not
drawing
too bad.
Drawing a winky eye can be tough when you do the flippy, but they must have done the flippy. So
yeah, and nothing like leaped out at me on the flippy. That's how you know you're eating good in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
when you got a good flippy.
Yeah, I think it's possible you may want to just like, I really like the way you did this sort of scarring with the light and dark. I think and again, this might just be a stylistic choice, but I think that, like, I don't know how this person died in the woods, but I feel like if there's scarring on the face, typically if something is like attacking you, the first thing you do is like try and block with your arms.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that like the arms would be scarred up too a little bit. That's a thought. And then maybe, I don't know if the clothing is supposed to be what she was wearing when she got lost in the woods, or the necromancer like reclothed her or whatever. But you could also add some tatters again, like in there's some stuff I really like in the first attempt that
yeah, me too. I don't think that was bad at all.
Yeah. This sort of, I almost like the positioning of the arms a little bit better in this one, like that they're going out more and then coming back in.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that I also liked it. It gives it less of a boxy shape.
Yeah.
And more of like an organic arm shape.
But again, if what you were going for was boxy, like if it's supposed to sort of be evocative of like a casket, maybe. I can see
that would make sense.
This sort of some happen again. Like there's a lot of the notes on these are just like the same notes I give myself, which is just practice anatomy. I think there's like something weird happening here with the way the forearm is coming at us and then going into this
a little bit of strange wrist action.
Angle on the wrist.
I really love that hand on top though.
Yeah, it's I think
that's nice. A really killer hand.
The way that it's resting very gently, like you've managed to get that, which I do think
just
is
the way the light hits it is so
the way the light hits it
organic.
Yeah, this light coming through the trees overhead effect you have is really cool.
Something that I would watch out for is while I think the hair in this is really cool, I think it's really close to being over rendered.
Yeah.
In terms of individual strands, when you're like looking at a real person's hair, you don't see all of the strands of their hair. It's more like zones of light and shadow typically. Like if I just look at the webcam at Nathan's hair, I see like a dark part on top and then a light part on the side where the light from the computer is hitting it.
Yeah.
And then a dark shadow underneath. And then like within the light, you see the hints of a couple strands. But I think it can often be more effective to hint at all that in the way that kind of like the eye would work, rather than rendering all the strands, which kind of gives it like almost like a doll hair vibe or something. It just looks a little less organic because it doesn't mimic the way we see hair.
Yeah.
I think it looks cool in this though, but it's just something to be careful about because it can get distracting.
And you clearly like understand like hair shape, like just like
totally
the way you've sketched it out in both of these. Like I think you could just scale back the individual strand rendering a little bit. And I also like how it's a little bit messier in both of these, which again sort of goes more with the Lost in the Woods sort of theming. Like you could even, I don't know, put some of these nice flowers or leaves like in the hair. You know,
totally.
Like have it be a little bit more, you know, tell the story of someone who died because they got lost in the woods. You know, they wouldn't have maybe styled their hair so nicely. But again, I don't know how much style work the necromancer is doing.
It could be a necromancer stylist.
Yeah. These are just
the combo.
Just thoughts.
Really cool though.
This is really cool. Let's see, the necklace. Something about the way because you have this very like soft light coming in through the trees, and then you have these very sort of sharp lines on the metal stuff, but it's not necessarily like the light's coming in from directly above.
Yeah, it wouldn't be making those kinds of reflections.
And these are all, it looks like, in sort of areas of shadow anyway. So that's just something to think about, is like, how would the light be hitting these? Because like I do this too. Like when I'm trying to indicate metal, it's like these little streakies. They're nice. It's a good shorthand for like a metallic surface. But because you've taken such care to do these very soft lighting effects, it might be worth it to just like consider how these look with, like, as part of the whole composition.
Yeah, the light on the metal would be dappled as well.
Yeah.
Just with probably some harsher lights and darks because it's a shiny surface. Yeah, good eye, Nathan.
Yeah, these are little nitpicky things, but again, like the overall effect is really cool. The grass and the like, there's so much detailing in this that's really cool. And yeah, like part of making a good composition is like figuring out what details to actually render and what ones to let the imagination fill in, so that you have an idea where to look. But yeah, really, really nice, really cool character concept, and cool finished piece.
I agree.
All right, moving right along. Did Draz, Lucy, AF? Is that everyone? Wow. Oh, Dread Futures did too. They did a character design one also.
Oh, we can check that out then.
Yeah. So the main difference between these is just sort of the costuming.
They
didn't really change the pose or anything, but they went with more of sort of like I think
like a snake skin.
Scaly. I think they said alligator.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like
whatever kind of skin.
Yeah.
A reptile would have.
Which is very cool.
I do like that it tells more of like a story.
Yeah.
It gives you more of a sense of like where this person lives and what they have been doing, which is hunting an alligator for sure.
Yeah.
And like the stripes on the legs are very like tiger-esque.
Yeah, we've got this sort of animal like hunter.
Yeah, it all speaks to hunter.
Yeah.
The stripes on the legs too, and like the dappling on the shoulders. Like someone who's good at hiding. And
we got spots, we got scales, we got a bunch of animal type stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, could have her I guess the spear seems kind of like an afterthought maybe with the pose, but it's cool.
Yeah, I think if it were me,
mm-hmm.
I'd probably pick like one element to remove, whether it be like the striped legs or the dappled shoulders. I'd pick like one texture to move. It's like reading a little busy to me. Like there's one too many thematic elements.
Yeah.
But it'd be up to you, like what you think is the least important based on the character.
Yeah, because I think you could, because you have this sort of red on the face, you have the red on the legs. I think you could just sort of
carry that through
on the arms too, and you don't necessarily need these. Although it's like kind of reflective of like the hair, which is cool. I don't know, but yeah,
it just pushes it a little to my eye at a first glance.
It's like a lot going on.
My brain sees a character and it either thinks like this is a character or like this is like an OC.
Yeah.
Like not in like a derogatory way, right? It's just like in terms of like and that's like one of the elements that triggers that for me, when there's like one or two too many elements that make it busy. It seems like someone sort of let their and there's nothing wrong with this if like you're just having fun, right?
Yeah.
But it's like someone let their their passions run wild a little bit, and they maybe need to just edit a tad bit.
Yeah, and scale it back a little bit.
But if you like it, you can ignore me also.
Right. And then and maybe, I don't know, maybe instead of this like bright cyan, you just keep this green, because this is like the only place this green is, and these are the only spots this cyan is, and maybe just simplify, because I like the yellow and red.
Yeah.
And then if you just make the only cool color sort of the same sort of green that runs through everything, that might make it feel more cohesive also. But
But overall, I dig it.
I dig all these. Yeah, like everybody did such a good job. It's really cool. I'm really proud of everybody. Y'all did great work.
Yeah, this was good. Everyone did so much cool stuff. I love seeing progress.
I love that y'all are like eager to both like learn and share. It's
it's like the fastest way to grow.
Yeah, and it's you're doing everyone a favor by sharing your work, because everybody gets to learn from it. Even if it's not something that they're working on right now, it's like they're getting to see someone else's stuff get critiqued and gaining the same information and knowledge that you are. So it's a gift. It's a gift you've given everyone by participating. So thank you to everyone who participated this way. And we've got like 10-ish minutes left. If anybody has any just like questions, just general questions, or wants me to go back to any of the pieces you have any thoughts on as well, we can just have sort of a little Q&A time at the end here.
Yeah, we'll see what people got.
Ian says they have a meme drawing they did a while back. If you want to share it, Ian, feel free.
Stick it in the chat.
Happy to look at it.
Post your meme.
But yeah, if anyone has any just like general questions about drawing or figuring it out, I'm happy to talk through how I would try and figure something out in a piece. But yeah, I hope like the goal of these two classes was to try and sort of remove mental barriers about like what you can and can't accomplish with your work, because I think anyone can improve at drawing. You can make your pieces work more towards whatever goal you're trying to accomplish with them, and it's just a matter of like trying and seeing what works and what doesn't, and continuing to try. What's the next assignment? Well, I'm not hosting for a while. I was able to give an assignment because I knew I was hosting 2 back-to-back, which was very cool.
Yeah, I think it's going to be me or Karina next month.
All right, well, Jacob, if you have an idea.
But I don't know. I don't know what
we don't know.
If it's me, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Yeah. If it's not me, then I don't need to know.
I mean, your assignment is just to keep at it. If you made something for this one, and any of the notes that we gave during this class was helpful to you, I'd love to see a third or fourth pass just in the Drawclass chat. I do look in there, and I think it's nice to have a place where people can share their work and other people can look at it and see the improvement. So it's really cool that people are sharing their work. I hope people continue to do that, even if it's not going to be shown on the stream itself. I encourage you to keep at it and share your work with each other, and and keep learning and growing from the process, because it's a process. It's all a process, you know.
We gonna get Ian's meme?
Is it in there?
It's in there.
Okay, let me get it.
Meme sent.
Let me see the meme. Let me see the meme.
Deliver the meme.
That's very good. That's just
Let
fun.
me see the meme.
Let's see this good meme. This is a
Let
perfect
me
image
see
to
the
end
meme.
on.
Oh wow, that is a meme. Oh my god. Who's the like bunny? Who bunny?
I think that's a cat, right? I think that's the pink cat, the pink lady cat.
No, the one on the top left.
Is that Odie? That's
Odie's not that color. Odie's yellow.
Well, they made Odie a villain, so
that is Odie.
They've sort of desaturated Odie. That's Odie's ear shape.
What have you done to my Odie? You've desaturated my Odie.
This is where Jacob draws the line. Everyone's art was good except for this desaturated Odie.
I can't believe you stole the color and life.
Can't abide
from Odie.
Yeah, you made Odie so scary.
This is not the Odie I know. No, this is great.
This is so fun.
I love the John. The hand on the chin is such a good hand.
Yeah, that pose is really nice.
And I love a pompadour.
It's so active. It's really, I love just lasagna, the sparkling lasagna in a pink bubble.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Your goal was to make a funny meme image, and you succeeded. So
you did it. You can't do notes on a meme.
It's just a treat. It's just a treat to look at. So thank you.
Notes on a meme sounds like a novel that will come out in the next 10 years.
Notes on a meme starring really Dame Judi Dench.
Deep thinking about a meme. What does the knife cat feel when it faces down the knife?
This is what happens when you collab with your bestie late at night. Yeah, exactly.
This is why artists should never collab.
This is why artists should always collab. I want
That's
more.
why we as Drawfee never do art together.
Yeah, you end up inflicting violence.
We can't help ourselves. We're nightmare creatures. Yeah. All artists.
Gosh, this was a real treat.
Yeah, should we just bounce a little early?
Yeah. Again, if anyone has any general art questions, I'm happy to answer them. But it sounds like, I think y'all got it. You know, everyone here who has signed up for this tier is good.
Yeah, and getting better.
The fact that you want to improve and are working on it is let me show I didn't share it, but let's share the Zappy's third for anyone who missed the beginning. So we have I really hecked it all up in there, but did I draw directly on? Oh no. Okay.
Show me Zappy's third.
Okay, so this was the second one. This was the first one. And then the third one, based on our notes.
Ooh.
Right? Look at that.
That's already looking better.
And we don't have the tangent. They move.
We don't have the tangent, and the teapot blends more with the other background.
Yeah, so the main person is standing out more, and the teapot feels more like the background. Yeah,
that's it. When I look at this, I see the character straight away.
Yeah,
and not the teapot, not the infernal teapot.
So yeah, great work,
the colors
everybody.
Popping, the lights popping. Love it.
It makes me happy. It just makes me happy knowing people want to draw and want to get better at drawing, and if I can help even a little bit, it is my pleasure. So,
Same.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for participating, for doing the stuff, and I hope everybody keeps drawing and have a good time with your
art. Have a good
time with your art.
And in general.
Y'all are great. Thanks for the support also. If you're
We love
watching this VOD later and you would like to support us at the learner tier, this is the sort of you get a real cozy stream. I think we had at max like around 10 people in here. So if you want like direct feedback and a very small class environment, consider supporting us at this tier, and then you get to share your work and be around like-minded folks who are just trying to improve their artwork, and you get to hear us ramble about it. So and yeah, thank you all for the support, and keep up the good work. Appreciate you. See you later.
Bye.
We're sorry.
Sorry.